In this seemingly ordinary CCTV footage, Jesse and his date, Grace, are returning to their hotel room. And although everything may appear calm on the surface, Jesse is planning something evil. This is the last time Grace will ever be seen again. And here is Jesse just a day later, dating a different woman, planning to do something equally evil. By this point, Grace's family had already alerted authorities of her disappearance, and Jesse was the last person seen with her. If he's not stopped in time, then who knows what more damage he's capable of dealing. On December 1st, 2018, 22-year-old Grace Mullane matched with 26-year-old Jesse Kempson on the popular dating app Tinder. Grace was a tourist on a backpacking trip in New Zealand, while Jesse was a local. After he was very pushy in his messages about meeting Grace, she finally agreed to a first date. But what follows is not the innocent date she expected, because she had just fallen into the trap of a mentally disturbed person who had set up extremely sickening plans for the night. As Jesse was preparing for the date, he had already downed multiple beers, clearly nervous about something. Grace and Jesse met for the first time at 5:43 p.m. at Sky City, which was a very public location. This gave both of them a sense of security since they were meeting a stranger. They proceed to walk over to Andy's Burgers and Bar. Grace is smiling and enjoying Jesse's company as he poses as a gentleman and pays for their bill. After they leave the place at 7:16 p.m., they can be spotted visiting another establishment, the Mexican Cafe. The couple hangs out together for about 1 hour before they leave. At around 8:30 p.m., they visit their final bar called the Bluestone Room. Grace seems extremely happy, clearly fooled by Jesse's surface charisma and manipulation. Minutes later, the couple can be seen getting intimate and kissing. Jesse has managed to fully earn her trust by now, which is very sad when you learn about what happens next. As for Jesse, it's time to execute his plan. He leaves for the bathroom. Grace picks up her phone and messages her friends, writing that she clicked with him and will let them know what happens tomorrow. This is the last text message she would ever send. The couple left together, and according to Jesse, they separated soon after. He never saw her again. It is at this point that Grace mysteriously disappears, never to be seen again. The next day is her 23rd birthday. Her family and closest friends write her messages, but she never responds. After 3 full days with no contact, on December 5th, her family reported her missing to the New Zealand police.
As you know, Grace has been missing for several days. We last had contact with her on Saturday the 1st of December, and as a family we've been extremely concerned for her welfare. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to appeal to anybody who has seen, spoken to or come into contact with Grace over the last few days, and to come forward with any detail, no matter how small, and contact the investigation team.
The police began an intensive search to find Grace. They collect over 6 terabytes of CCTV footage in the process, the same one being shown so far. What is revealed is something that is rarely ever seen: the full picture of a killer's movements and the aftermath of his crime. On the day of the disappearance, they have footage of the couple going back to the City Life Hotel in central Auckland. Grace seems in high spirits, but little did she know this would be the last night of her life. The next morning, at 8 a.m., Jesse is seen taking the elevator downstairs and leaving the hotel alone. Next, he is seen going into a store called The Warehouse, where he buys a brand new large suitcase. The disturbing part, he bought it with Grace's credit card, and everything he buys next will also be with her money, which would prove fatal for his investigation, as you will later see. A little bit later, Jesse returns to the hotel room and stores the suitcase. 15 minutes later, he is back in the elevator. This time, he visits a grocery store, but he doesn't buy any food or other regular items you would expect. Rather, he buys several cleaning products and returns to the hotel once again. About 2 hours later, he goes out again, this time to a car rental center called Apex. Jesse rents a car and returns to the hotel. This is where it gets extremely disturbing. At 10 a.m., Jesse can be seen going out again. At a bar called Revelry, he meets up with another woman. Before anybody knows Grace is missing, Jesse is going out on a second Tinder date with the same clothes he wore yesterday. This is where he made shocking comments to the woman, asking if she knew where to hide a dead body. Naturally, the woman felt something chilling about this man and immediately ended the date. She later realized how lucky she was to have felt that. At 9:30 p.m. that same day, Jesse is ready to leave the hotel, so he packs his bags and puts them in his rented car. But the contents of these bags are not actually clothes, but Grace's dismembered body. Minutes later, Jesse is seen leaving the hotel with his rented car. He makes yet another suspicious stop, this time to purchase a shovel in order to bury the suitcase with Grace's body inside. Jesse had executed his plan almost flawlessly, but there is one critical flaw. Everything was caught on camera. This is the exact footage police watched to find out what happened to Grace. They tracked Jesse's car driving towards a remote location near Waitakere Ranges. After an intense search, they finally found what they were looking for, and it terrified everyone.
I can now advise that a short time ago, we located a body which we believe to be Grace.
After the police found out the crime Jesse had committed, they immediately launched a manhunt for him. Here we can see officers entering the hotel and interviewing the staff members. As Jesse returns, he spots them and immediately walks away, pretending to stay calm. Police, however, also spot him and immediately give chase. They catch him only a few moments later. The detectives immediately sit him down for an interrogation so they can hear his side of the story and extract a confession of why and how this brutal murder occurred.
We did just the typical courteous hello, how's everything going? And then we decided that we were going up to Andy's Burger Bar.
Whose idea was it to go to that particular burger place?
Me, because I didn't initially know that she was real.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of, so have you heard of catfish?
No.
So catfishing is where someone uses your profile, or uses your photos and pretends to be you and then meets, and you're a completely different person.
Right.
And it's happened to a few people I know in Australia, and it's all over the TV. So I thought, you know what, if I meet at Sky City, at least I know that there's lots of people around. So if it is someone that it's not, then I can just walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
So you suggested
Sky City, yeah. Yeah, that's us.
Down there?
Yeah.
Is that before or after?
That is after.
Okay. And where are you guys going now?
So she's going that way, and I'm going across the street.
Where do you walk?
I go down Victoria Street and then hang a left, and I head towards the viaduct.
And where did you actually go?
There's a pub on Queen Street. It's like a sports bar.
How long were you there for?
A while. It would have been 10, maybe 11.
So you knew that she was going to be heading back to her hostel at this point?
I knew she was heading towards that way.
Yeah.
I assumed that she was going to the bar upstairs.
At the hostel?
Yeah, that's where I assumed she was going.
So did she invite you back?
No.
She didn't?
No.
Was there any discussion about the two of you remaining together at that point?
No.
How did the evening sort of come to an end?
There was a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and a thanks, nice meeting you. And then I said, let me know about tomorrow. And she said, okay. And then she kept walking.
Where was the last point that you saw her?
At that intersection.
Okay.
Not here, probably further down this way at the lights.
Yeah.
But that would have been the last place I saw her. I tried to text her the next day.
Yeah.
On Tinder, but I've been unmatched.
Okay.
The detective knows that this is false, but Jesse thinks he has perfectly sold the story, so his body language remains confident, and he remains fully cooperative.
And after that, you don't remember anything?
No. After that, I remember waking up the next day.
What time was that?
I woke up at about 10 o'clock.
How do you know that it was around about 9 or 10 a.m.?
Because my phone was next to me, and that was. I'm sure it was 10. Yeah.
With this young girl missing, disappearing, and we're very, very concerned for her safety, obviously.
Yep.
It's entirely possible that she's been the victim of foul play.
Okay.
You understand what that means?
Yeah.
We've obviously got a lot of people working on this.
Yep.
Okay. And science plays a huge part in these jobs these days.
Yep.
And obviously you've had contact with her.
Yep.
So what would your feelings be about providing us with a voluntary DNA sample in the event that we can compare that against something? Would you be happy with
Yeah,
that?
100%. I mean, I know I haven't done anything wrong, so I'm happy to do it.
Okay.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. Have I been arrested for something I didn't do?
You haven't been arrested, mate.
Oh. Oh, sorry.
At this point in time, it's an investigation into a missing person. And it could be a homicide investigation,
Okay.
which is what he was talking about at the felt play.
Oh, sorry. Holy shit.
Asking such a question, knowing exactly what he did, is a testament to what this man truly is. After getting the initial false story that Jesse had constructed, the detective now confronts him with pictures from the same CCTV footage we just watched.
Do you have a tattoo?
Yes.
May I see it?
Yes.
Is that you?
Yes.
That's you.
Yes.
Okay. Picture is in your hotel lift.
Yeah.
Okay. That's on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:14.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
This moment is crucial. The detective has just shown the CCTV footage to Jesse and caught him in a lie. He was with Grace even after he said he wasn't. His story is false. He's been exposed, and he is now panicking when he realizes it.
I'm still sure it was 10 o'clock. I'm still sure of it. Yeah. Is there something you want to ask?
You were pretty specific
Yeah.
about waking up,
Yeah.
having been in a drunken stupor at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's you walking in with a suitcase at 8:14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got that suitcase too.
Whereabouts is it?
It's in my room.
Okay. There's quite a difference between waking up at 9 o'clock, which is a pretty positive statement,
Yeah.
and walking in
With a suitcase that I still
Clearly.
have in my room.
clearly under your own steam.
Yeah. Okay.
Explain that.
I might have got the times wrong, but if you're assuming that I was using that suitcase for something, I've still got that suitcase in my room. And you guys can have it, if that's what you're assuming.
You haven't told the truth about being completely drunk on Saturday night. This is quite important, Jesse. Okay.
And I'm being truthfully honest with you. I've still got that bag in my room.
What's in it?
Nothing's in it.
Where did it come from?
The warehouse,
Which warehouse?
atrium.
When did you buy it?
That day, because I was going to have to move all my stuff out.
That's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
What did you buy it for?
to move all of my stuff out of my room.
So hang on a minute. Now you're saying you went to the warehouse in the atrium. So you remember going to the warehouse in the atrium?
Now that you've showed me that, yeah,
Okay. Let's put the bag to one side for a second.
yeah.
Okay. Where had you been that night?
I told you.
Okay. No. That's not the case. Right. You've told a lie.
No matter how much evidence the interrogator shows and how much pressure he puts on Jesse, the suspect maintains their innocence. However, 2 days later, he was brought in for another interrogation, but this time he realized that there was no hiding from what he had done.
And then at that point, we'd finished. So I went into the shower, because at that point I was sweating. I was, just. And then all I remember is falling asleep in the shower. And then waking up, it would have been, can't remember exactly when it was, but it was still dark. I crawled back into bed. Initially I thought Grace had left. And I was obviously asleep in bed. I woke up the next day and I saw that she was lying on the floor. I saw that she had blood coming from her nose. I screamed, I yelled out at her, and I tried to move her to see if she was awake. I need to stop. I need to go.
This story is completely different from the one Jesse told earlier. The reason for this sudden change of heart is that if the death is ruled as accidental, Jesse could get a much lighter conviction of manslaughter rather than first-degree murder.
I don't know, I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared. I went to the warehouse at the atrium and bought a suitcase. I went back, and at first I didn't know what to do. I just put the suitcase on the bed. I remember putting Grace in the suitcase. I was just in shock the whole time. I couldn't put her in it because it just didn't seem right. Because all I could think about was what we shared the night before. And then I put her in the bag. And the whole time I just kept saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
While his second story feels closer to the truth, the detectives know that it's still false, because forensic evidence suggests that Grace died by being violently choked for minutes, which is something impossible to accidentally do.
Did you kill Grace Mullane? Okay. Jesse Kempson, you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mullane on or about the 2nd of December.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
Are you ready to take us to where she is?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 8:08 p.m. We'll end this recording.
Jesse stays quiet, but he doesn't deny the morbid truth. He has been caught. Later on, police would discover all the gruesome details of Grace's murder. Autopsy revealed she was strangled to death during intercourse, and the death took 5 to 10 minutes of sustained pressure on her neck.
And in this case, there was an area of significant bruising, and it was on the left side of the neck, and it basically extended from the jaw down. If you look at your own neck, there's a very broad band of muscle which comes down the side of your neck called sternomastoid muscle. So the bruising was to the midline of that, or just over more towards the right. There has been sufficient pressure in that place for a sufficient period of time and for sufficient force for that bruising to occur. The bruising wouldn't occur, I don't think, with a sort of a gentle pressure on the neck. It has to be something a bit more forceful than that.
He was a mentally disturbed monster who seemed to have gone overboard this time and actually killed his victim. After Jesse did everything he could to dispose of the body, he had completely forgotten about the CCTV footage, as almost his entire crime was recorded everywhere. But this isn't the end of the case, as Jesse would still maintain his innocence and claim that strangling her was an accident during sex that he didn't intend.
The defence says to you, members of the jury, this is not a murder, but an accident that occurred during consensual sexual activity as part of casual between two people who were intoxicated. It developed into activities that can carry some risk if not done properly.
However, this case sparked massive controversy in New Zealand and the world, which meant that he wasn't getting away with murder that easily. Jesse Kempson was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum period of 17 years before he is eligible for parole. He was always going to kill someone, and Grace was just the unlucky first victim. In the end, he was convicted 10 times, 1 murder and 9 violence charges. Jesse will spend most, if not all, of his life in prison, which is a suitable end for a criminal and a murderer who took advantage of innocent women. Grace's family found justice for what was done to their daughter, but the damage is irreparable. However, her death wasn't meaningless, as it led to important legal changes like the abolition of the rough sex defense, meaning that men who killed women during sex can no longer exploit a legal loophole that allowed them to get away with it. If you enjoyed our production, check out this video next and subscribe to get every upload. Goodbye.